The Speaker for this opportunity to contribute to the Finance Bill 2026. Mr. Speaker, on the onset, I want to state very clearly, I oppose this bill in totality due to the following reasons in different clauses. Mr. Speaker, yesterday we were treated to a drama whereby some members wanted us to give reasons why we are opposing the bill. Mr. Speaker, I want to remind the House there are 5 important key issues to be canvassed in the finance bill. That is raising revenue, providing incentive to investors, protecting the public on harmful products, protecting investors, enforcing compliance in tax collection. The bill contains various acts which we need to deal with, and that's why I want to dwell on, Mr. Speaker. That is the Income Tax, VAT Act, Excise Duty Act, Tax Procedure Act, Miscellaneous Finance Levies, and other related acts, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, to begin with, I want to dwell on the issue of income tax, Part 2, Clause 2B, expansion of definition of management of professional fee, included card-based payment. Mr. Speaker, why we are opposing to this clause, the bill proposes to expand the definition of management and professional fee, include in the charge fee and merchant service fee, which raises the card-based payment. On that regard, Mr. Speaker, this cost translate will go up and effectively affect the industry of tourism, hospitality, which as a country we cannot afford to raise any other taxes on it, and therefore I oppose the bill in totality. Clause, Mr. Speaker, on the same breath of income tax, Clause 3, Section 5, which restricts tax expansion on gratuity payment to employees serving for the last 3 years. Mr. Speaker, this is a dangerous clause in this bill, which will definitely, Mr. Speaker, affect any employee who is having a contract which is less than 3 years. And Mr. Speaker, disadvantaging that Kenyan to receive his benefit after this proposal. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge members in this House, we are not just dealing with a proposed finance bill, we are dealing with the life of Kenyans, and therefore, due to this clause, Mr. Speaker, we don't have any other option to support this bill but reject it unless this clause is amended. Mr. Speaker, let's proceed to Clause 7 of the same bill, which introduced withholding winning and with odd tax on winning on any rate of 20% for both resident and non-resident, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our youth in this country are engaging into different competition globally. They are engaging in different activities globally. This clause denies the young people in this country the opportunity to get what is right for them by introducing the withholding tax. So, Mr. Speaker, and I want to urge our colleagues, these are clauses which we need to reject to make sure that at least the young people in this country get their right fair share. Also, this reduces the income of the better establishment of the youth and the blue economy the Kenya Kwanza government has been talking about. I cannot understand the Kenya Kwanza government. They are saying they are pro-youth. They are saying they want to encourage the youth. They are saying that they want to make the youth of this country have money in their pocket. This Clause 7, Mr. Speaker, denies the youth of this country that opportunity, and that's why I call for the rejection of the Finance Bill 2026. Mr. Speaker, clause 16 of the same bill introduces a 60% minimum threshold of deemed dividend on undistributed profits, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the bill proposes to tighten the deemed dividend rules by requiring that at least 60% of the company undistributed profit be treated as dividend if the profits are not distributed within 12 months, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is the same government which is trying to encourage people to get into business. Yet they are introducing a clause whereby the profit of the company are being directed how they need to be distributed. This will force business to redistribute dividend against their investment policy, and dividends are retained in the business for expansion, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if you have a business today and you have some profits which have not been divided within the company, that money goes back, is plowed back to the company to make sure that the company grows. Mr. Speaker, with this clause 16, we cannot afford any more at any time and any chance to support this bill, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is a change of clause 18 and 19 in the same bill. Change in due date of filing taxes. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to dwell on that. Yesterday it was talked about, and Mr. Speaker, I can assure you, the change of date of filing taxes will definitely have an effect on work on audit funds, and may result to errors whereby people will start hiding the money the same government is looking for. These are clauses which calls for me to reject the bill. Mr. Speaker, clause 22. Removal of preferable withholding tax rate for East African citizens on dividend and on dividends. Mr. Speaker, the removal of this concession will increase tax burden across border investment within East Africa region, which impacts the attractiveness of Kenyans to be a destination of investment. Mr. Speaker, as we sit here, we are complaining that Tanzania has better investment attraction. Uganda has better investment attraction. Rwanda has better attraction investment regime. Mr. Speaker, if clause 22 is implemented and it is in the bill, I can assure you we are going to lose more investors to our neighboring, and Kenya will still be a laughing stock to investors because of this clause. So, Mr. Speaker, we call for the rejection of this bill in totality, or we do amendments to them. Mr. Speaker, let me go to part 3 of the bill, which is value-added tax, Mr. Speaker. Clause 28 of the bill, extension of waiting period of VAT refunds and bad debts under Section 31 of the VAT Act. Mr. Speaker, the VAT Act currently allows taxpayers to claim refund on bad debt where the debt has remained unpaid for less than 2 years, Mr. Speaker, for supply, provide the claim which is made within 10 years. Mr. Speaker, this will deem business funds for investment, Mr. Speaker. The same logic, Mr. Speaker, the Kenya Kwanza government thinks about creating an environment, bring a clause like this, which is killing Kenyan business in Kenya today, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with clause 28 of the part 3 of the bill, we call for the rejection of Finance Bill 2026, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, under the same part 3 of VAT Act, which is clause 29, expansion of tax invoices reassurance requirement under Section 42 of the VAT Act. This section requires only VAT registered person to issue a tax invoice for purchase of the time of making taxes supply. It is also limits members. Mr. Speaker, this clause calls again us as members to reject this bill. This may be result to heavy burden on compliance on small, medium enterprises, killing the same business, business, Mr. Speaker. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, is the issue of items being moved from zero rating to exemption, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have seen items being moved from zero rating to exemption, which has an effect on the moving of items from exemption will
the member for Kabuchai. And members, anyone who doesn't have a member who has no card, please go get a card and then log in. You are doing well. And allow me, as the chair of this session, to follow this order in the order at which you logged in.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today is a very important day for Kenya. It is a day, Mr. Speaker, that Kenyans are alert everywhere, because what the decision we are going to make in this House, Mr. Speaker, affects their life in its entirety, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, having gone through all this bill, when I tried to align with the roadside advertisements, the Speaker pronouncements by the head of state that is going to take care of people who earn 30,000 and below. 30,000 below. 1.5 million workers in this country, Mr. Speaker. Those aspirations, Mr. Speaker, is not taken care of here. I've gone through it. If this government wants to walk the talk, 1.5 million Kenyans who get 30,000 below have a dependency rate of 10 million who rely on them, Mr. Speaker. If it is not found here, this is the only tax law that comes to this House for us to pass. No one, including the minister, no one, including the director, can propose a tax law without this House passing the tax law, Mr. Speaker. So we are here, Mr. Speaker, to actually find out if it is not here, this thing must be thrown and rejected in totality. Yes. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, when you go to it,
Honorable Majimbo, order. There is a point of order.
Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, I rise on the point of order, Honorable Speaker, on matters relevance. Honorable Speaker, what we are discussing today here is the report by the Finance Committee that is already before us. We are not discussing what is not in the report by the Finance Committee, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the issues raised by the Honorable Member for Kabuchai, that pronouncements were made by His Excellency the President somewhere in the roadside, it is the responsibility of this House to legislate, Honorable Speaker. It is not the head of state to legislate, Honorable Speaker.
Great.
If he made his pronouncements is there, at the point we will bring them here, Honorable Speaker. We will have an opportunity.
Order.
We will have an opportunity to discuss.
Take your seat.
Honorable Speaker,
take your seat.
Honorable Speaker, you will not allow that class, Honorable Speaker. This is a house of
debate. Take your seat.
Honorable Speaker, this is a house of debate.
Take your seat. Take your seat, Honorable Soro. Order. The Honorable Majimbo. The Honorable Jack Wamboka. This House will listen to the Honorable Majimbo in silence. Yes. The Honorable Majimbo will remain order. The Honorable Majimbo will remain relevant in his submissions to ensure, because there's no law. And you know it very well. We are not in the old constitution. We have a new constitution that give parliament powers. We don't order. We do not need the president to do anything for us to discuss any matter in this House. It belongs elsewhere, and you know that very well. So let's maintain decorum, and I expect all of us to be decorous in this morning sitting so that you can proceed with what you're doing. Order. The Honorable Majimbo will be heard without any further point of order. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to be tempted, because I'm a very good singer. I don't want to be tempted to sing the song that Kenyans sang for Honorable Soro in Kusi Stadium, because it touches on his private part. Mr. Speaker, when we come to this bill, Mr. Speaker, exactly, Mr. Speaker, Part A, Section 1, number 169, Mr. Speaker, which touches on mitumba in Kiswahili. In English, Mr. Speaker, it is written here as worn clothings and other worn articles. Worn clothings. Mr. Speaker, this product has been moved from zero rated to tax exempt. What does that mean, Mr. Speaker? We went to school properly. We know when you cannot claim any tax on it, then you will pass it to the consumer. That is what we, Mr. Speaker, the price of mitumba will increase. Yes. This House, Mr. Speaker, does not, Mr. Speaker, we must be honest on what we are bringing here with the members of this country. Mr. Speaker, when I come to, Mr. Speaker, we are reading, Mr. Speaker, and you are seeing me referring to every clause. Mr. Speaker, when you come to the non-resident landlord, Mr. Speaker, that article here, Mr. Speaker, they say that actually the imposition of non-resident rental income tax. Mr. Speaker, you realize that here, it says that actually a tax to be known as non-residential rental income tax shall be payable by that non-resident person at the rate specified in the third schedule. Mr. Speaker, when you go in the third schedule, and I've gone to the very properly here, the third schedule, Mr. Speaker, the only relative close to that is Mr. Speaker, the only clause that is close to that, Mr. Speaker, is C1. C1, Mr. Speaker. And on C1 it says, in respect of a rent premium or similar considerations for the use of occupation or removable property, 30%, Mr. Speaker, is payable. We want this committee to tell us, before the 30% that is imposing, what was that percentage before? It was 7%. Where the tenants were withholding, they are withholding the money for the purpose of KRA. It was 7%. In this document, Mr. Speaker, we imposed 30%. 30%, Mr. Speaker, means what? If you are paying rent of 10,000, Mr. Speaker, you will have to submit 3,000, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Soro, allow the Honorable Majimbo to finish his submission. You'll respond to him. You'll respond to him. Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, I will further inject, Mr. Speaker. When I'm injecting this sense, Mr. Speaker, the whole nation is watching us. Yes. This House is making the law for posterity. We must put Kenyans in their right position. And Mr. Speaker, Kenyans are not fools. When they watch and we read here, and we say that we have not imposed any tax on mitumba, here on the floor of the House, and yes, it's put here in clause 169. Mr. Speaker, this puts us in a very awkward position. If, Mr. Speaker, I heard well, the minister also reiterated that those Kenyans who earn 30% and below, 30,000 and below, 30,000 and below, they were going to be exempted from pay as you earn tax. Mr. Speaker, any law that deals with the tax must be brought here. And it must be put in here. It is nowhere. We are saying, and that's why, Mr. Speaker, we are saying, we are telling this government, Mr. Speaker, to be a one-term government. It is going to be one-term government because, Mr. Speaker, it doesn't carry the aspirations of the Kenyans. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, I want to request as follows, because I know all of us are emotive. Let's just be factual. You know, I'm listening to Honorable Majimbo, and he refers to clause 169. And you know it's not there. So, order, just sit down. I will, every member in this House will have their say. In fact, I want to request the following, that because all of us want to speak, if you could limit your intervention to 5-6 minutes, I don't want to control it myself, so that every member is able to get a chance to speak. I'll be very happy. What I will not do, and I want members to be decorous, I'll not stop any member, whether they're opposing or proposing, from saying what they want to say. And that's why I want all of us to have our time and please maintain decorum. The next member on the line is Honorable Mark Mwenje.
Oh, thank you, Honorable Speaker. First of all, Honorable Speaker, I rise to raise some very serious issues against this finance bill, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, one of the issues that I have is Section 35, Honorable Speaker, of this finance bill. Honorable Speaker, this specific section imposes excise duty on cell phones, which seems to have moved from the point of importation to the point of activation. Now, Mr. Speaker, one of the issues that I have with this is that the government is not losing any money. Why are we changing from the point of importation where you pay duty on 50 cell phones, but at the point of activation where it's limited to a specific cell phone? My concern, Honorable Speaker, is with the Commissioner, because at the point of activation, then you tie this phone to a specific person, and there is because you've not defined, and Honorable Speaker, you as me and as a lawyer and yourself, you know that if you don't provide a definition of this activation, what will be put there? What if you put in a spyware? What if at a certain point you can shut down a specific cell phone belonging to specific someone? So, Honorable Speaker, for me, this Section 35, I don't see the point to it, because to me the money is the same. So why are you changing it? Honorable Speaker, Section 45, this is on the Tax Procedures Act. Now, this one I don't want to belabor it because it was spoken about yesterday, the issue of agency notice, Honorable Speaker. And I just want, I hope the chair would be here, but the administration of fair hearing is a constitutional right. Even if you delete that provision, even if you amend it, the majority leader was here, Honorable Kaluma, they were very specific on how they think this has been abused. But it doesn't matter, it's been provided for under the Constitution. So even if you delete this provision, I can assure you somebody will go to court and this whole thing will collapse. So we might as well not play around with something that we both know is going against the Constitution, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, under Section 23, in the same act, Honorable Speaker. Now, this is on capital gains tax. Now, the threshold, whenever you have a transaction that derives value in Kenya, usually for capital gains tax is at the point of where you reach a threshold of 50%, Honorable Speaker. That is the standard within East Africa and quite a number of African countries. Now, this is lowering it, with this amendment, to almost 1%. If you look at our income tax, it provides it at about 20%. So, to me, what you will do is that you'll make all these investors who come to Kenya and at times are exempt from this capital gains tax because the value gained in Kenya does not achieve the 50% threshold. All these people are going to go to our neighbors. So who's losing? So all those investment firms in Kenya, all those law firms that are working here, all those funds that work in Kenya, the insurance companies, all those are going to start losing business right here in Kenya. Now, Mr. Speaker, one of the things that yesterday, if you'll remember, and once again, I'm happy the Honorable Ruto was here because I believe he mentioned this issue. Taxes should be predictable. That's what the chair said yesterday. And any accountant, anyone who is in the tax regime says that taxes should be predictable. It means 5-10 years. Anybody investing in Kenya should have an idea how the tax regime is going to be. Now tell me this, Honorable Speaker. 1.5% withholding tax on scrap metal, which the Honorable Mbadi, when he was highlighting the budget, mentioned right here. It's in this bill. Explain to me, Honorable Speaker, how predictable it is to impose a tax in 2024, to remove it in 2025, to bring it back in 2026. How predictable is that? In 3 years, you've changed